Hey, how's it going, everyone? Luigi GX right here, and today I'm going to be reacting to Bendy versus Ink SANS bonus episode. To be honest, right now, I think Ink SANS is going to win. I mean, I never really heard of Undertale AU, but I am going with Ink SANS because, well, it's Undertale, ladies and gentlemen. I know there's going to be a lot of Bendy fans that want Bendy to win, but I'm okay whoever wins. I just kind of want Ink Sans to win a little bit more, but I still think Benny's a pretty cool character. It's but seeing like Ink Sans right there, who know, and comparing them to regular Sans, who knows? But anyway, as always, make sure to go check out the original video. I'll be right back here to watch it together. Okay? Okay. Make sure to rewind. Present. Sonic vs. the Flash, Batman vs. Black Panther, Mickey Mouse vs. Bugs Bunny, Godzilla vs. Transformers Civil War, Air Sans vs. Dr. Z, Mario vs. Knuckles, Sam vs. Carnage, LG to Prove Me Free For All, Cartoon Fight Club.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to yet another bonus episode of Cartoon Fight Club. I'm your host, Animation Rewind, and if you're new to this series, be sure to check out the older content. But if you know how the game is played, then let's get ready for the fight. The final scene in tonight's animation was animated by Rampage Animation, so if you enjoyed head on over to his channel.
Or maybe not. I don't know.
Speaking of tonight's battle, we have a fight between Bendy versus Ink Sans, the battle of the ink manipulators, and we have some new information since Chapter 2 for Bendy has been released. So with all
I guess that was the one.
let's introduce the next round of bonus fighters. As most of you should know by now, Bendy and the Ink Machine is a game created by the Meatly, and this game is fairly new as it's only still a few months old. There are still many updates and chapters soon to be released.
Well,
we do have
I don't know, to be honest. I never played this game.
Of Chapter 2, and we're about to go over what that shows. In Chapter 2, Bendy once again appears as multiple cardboard cutouts. We see Bendy looking good as new, without any sign of being damaged or harmed. Most of his notable appearances is shown in the orchestra room, where he will multiply every time the player goes back and forth from that room to the projector room, eventually taking up all the orchestra seats, filling the full house. Bendy will not appear on the same level as Henry in this instance. As brought up by my good friend Huntsman Draconia, let me ask you this question. If you poke a hole in a water balloon and then have that hole continuously filled up by a hose as it empties, will the water ever run out? The answer to this question is it won't. So what does this exactly mean for you? Well, if we take this analogy and apply it to Bendy, we can virtually agree that this is the same thing for Bendy when he has access to a large supply of ink, or a continuous supply via the ink machine. And since he is possessed, which is confirmed in Chapter 2, that possession acts like a type of membrane, almost like what separates yolk from an eggshell. And even if you turn the machine off, with the amount of ink that Bendy normally has, it would take a bit for him to dry out. Which means, in conclusion, his main weakness is his physical body running out of ink or dying out. But that type of death is really hard to achieve since he's just so ink rich with ink filled into his body. Bendy
that's going to be very hard. So if Ink Sans can last for a very long time and find a way to shut down his ink machine, it will be hard for Bendy.
It's very fair to assume that the power of Bendy was behind summoning those ink life forms. Overall, Bendy and ink go together just like...
Where are your fingers?
What?
Welcome to the world of Undertale alternate universes. The beauty of the multiverse is that if anything can exist, then everything can exist. And an endless amount of Sans variations certainly fits the bill of everything.
I think it's Fresh Swap Sans, yes.
Ink Sans was created by the Tumblr user Kamiet and is grown into a fully developed original character. Ink Sans comes from a parallel world known as the Doodle Sphere. On many occasions, he leaves his Doodle Sphere to travel to other dimensions and meet new people, monsters, and other variations of himself, such as his arch-rival and sometimes frenemy, Error Sans. To destroy and ink is made This creates a very dynamic foil between their personalities. Ink Sans' most iconic ability is to create art that comes to life.
What is going
When he
on?
paints something, he can then animate that artwork into his own living creation. His paintbrush is very versatile and has many uses. He can use it like a sword for standard melee-styled combat.
Good.
He can use it like a wand to send waves of magical paint towards his enemies. And of course, he can use it like a brush to simply paint things. When it comes to weaknesses,
So it's more of
it's actually diagnosed with
a bit more of a
which is the
powerful
fear of being
weapon
forgotten and thought of
Mickey's
someone who's unuseful. This can sometimes
paintbrush from
bring him into a state of
Epic
limbo,
Mickey.
as he begins to literally act colorless. In case you didn't know, Ink Sans was born as a half sketch with no soul, which is why he grew a love for colors as he tried to color up his empty veil. When comparing Ink Sans to the regular Sans, it is safe to say that Ink Sans may not be as analytical as the original, but he is far more creative. Overall,
Okay, so
has many art-related abilities and can use ink to create many life forms and creations.
Alright, I feel like that Ink Sans has the edge over Bendy. I think.
Bendy's sketchpad with no prep. Let the battle begin.
Anyway, I'm still going with Ink Sans. But Bendy wins, that's understandable. Alright. So I'm guessing that's Bendy. Nice. Yeah, I'm surprised that Bendy and the Ink Machine is a really popular, well, it's starting to get really popular.
Hello there and welcome to the...
Why does Bendy have Knuckles' in his body?
Wonderful stories lined up for you today. The program lineup is as follows. So recline in your favorite
Seriously,
chair.
like, in case you don't know that Bendy has Knuckles' in his body. What is this? JoJo's not meant to reveal Soul Johnson's body?
Loss and pain.
Spoilers, by the way.
Don't worry. While there will be a few twists and turns along our journey, I assure you, you are safe. You are safe.
Okay, wow, so that's anime Bendy. And they're fighting in SpongeBob.
Oh, I'm sorry. See, I mistook this for some sort of sentient garbage.
I don't have time for your immature games, Crow. Wait, you two know each other?
Jeez, you Atlas specialists think you're so special.
Where did Bendy get that sword?
In the title.
Well, you know what you really are? A bunch of sellouts. Just like your boss.
I'm not sure what you think you're implying, but I've heard
Bendy, those eyes right there, they remind me of a Ruby character.
Good old Ironwood finally turned
Not from Steven Universe, from Mr. Cheat Ruby.
What?
Listen to Big Sister, Weiss. She'll protect you. Just like Atlas is gonna protect all of us, huh?
If you won't hold your tongue, then I will gladly remove it for you.
All right, then.
Bendy looks a lot more interesting as an anime character. Yeah, the cartoon characters, they look more interesting when they're anime characters. Wait a minute, this looks like that. Oh, I mean that scene with Crow on Winter. For a second right there.
Round two.
This will be the last time you see your family and friends, so
Okay, so it's gonna be like a 2D animation or something.
get another chance, and let's get this show on the road!
Okay, now Ink Sans looks like he's Wario, and
Oh, look at that. That thing must be worth a fortune.
really,
I must get mine.
really, he's reenacting the first episode.
Get your filthy hands off my emerald.
But this is exactly the same thing, but with Ink Sans and Bendy.
If you want that, you have to go through me.
Well, who are you?
We know who's gonna win.
You.
3, 2, 1, go!
The answer right now is pretty obvious who's gonna win. the Knuckles body and Wario body. Like, if you all saw the first episode, you would know who win. Seriously, animation-wise, I'd be a little bit more creative. The only difference is that it's kind of like in the screen's much different, and Bendy and Nick Sans.
All right now, Revy is back and I'm commentating again, so it's open season, baby. Let's see who's unfortunate enough to get in my line of sight.
What the heck?
Round 3. Final round.
Okay, so now it's round 3. The Big Mac and the Joker card? Alright, there's the Joker. Oh, wait, Joker versus Ronald McDonald? Okay, we don't know who would win. I'm guessing they're both creating characters now. Yeah, we would know who would win if there was a fight between just Joker and Ronald McDonald. But still, it's a nice thing that he added. What the? Actually, what up? Yeah. Whoa.
The winner is...
Ink Sans. That's right. Ink Sans wins.
Well, that was surreal.
Well, what the heck was that? Anyway, I was right. Ink Sans wins.
And our winner is Ink Sans, and before we discuss why, if you enjoyed that final scene in tonight's animation, please head on over to the Rampage and Animation.
I guess it was something.
As he was the one who animated that scene. And now let's discuss why Ink Sans is the winner. And of course, this is going to be a reoccurring theme for Bendy until he's fully developed. But for now, even in Chapter 2, Bendy is still far new for him to compete with fully furnished characters such as Ink Sans.
Alright.
Still, Bendy does have feats and abilities to work with for pitting him in these types of fights, but for now there's still not enough to take on the likes of someone as Ink Sans. Think of it like this: without ink, Bendy is nothing. Without ink for Ink Sans, he still has a lot of going for him since he was practically born soulless as a half-drawn sketch. He is known for surviving off of little to nothing, whereas Bendy is specifically powered by getting ink sent his way. They are both very skilled ink manipulators, so much so that it would cancel itself out. But because it does cancel itself out, things have to go back to the root cause of what powers them. At the end of the day, Sans can survive without ink where Bendy could not. Also, Sans is a whole lot more creative with his ink than what we've seen from Bendy so far. Sure, Bendy is quite creative, and down the road he could be open to new abilities and heights of ink usage, but for now, we still haven't seen him do things
I don't think it'd be against Air Sans, which is pretty powerful.
Dimensions, faced many different foes with his ink, whereas Bendy only so far has just killed humans. We don't know what Bendy could do, and proof beats potential any day of the week, as I've stated many times throughout this series, making the winner of this battle Ink Sans. Now, once Bendy is developed down the line, and there will be a good time for a rematch, if you want to see that rematch, like this video, it wouldn't just be one-on-one, but a 2-on-2.
Yeah, it's kind of like the fight club, like not fully developed yet, but seriously, I am waiting to see the season 2 anime.
Own ideas, and stay tuned because the next fighters, well, this was a bonus episode, so you should know the next official episode, but if you're not aware of what that is, here's the trailer for it.
No, I saw it.
The next episode of Cartoon Fight Club.
Oh yeah, I was right, it was DVC versus One Punch Man. always loved One Punch Man's music more than Dragon Ball. It was always so awesome. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But anyway, that was Bendy versus Ink Sans. Pretty happy that Ink Sans won. But anyway, as always, please like, comment, subscribe. All the good stuff. I'll see you right back here next time. Luigi GX out.